Mr. Good Luck in Affair.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
You look so immaculate.
Thank you very much. You want to make me to have your name?
I hope you had a wonderful weekend.
Very well.
All right. So
by the grace of God.
Amazing.
Thank you.
All right. The first story for today is from Benue State. Makurdi, the capital of Benue State, is experiencing a significant increase in the cost of accommodation and transportation, prevailing cities like Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. This surge is Benue status as a poor Algerian state, urged by the insecurity and attacks by the Fulani herdsmen, leading to rural displacement and overpopulation in Makurdi. Contributors to the rising costs include the influx of displaced persons seeking safety and the presence of internet frauders willing to pay high rents. Key areas of high rents include New GRA, George Quarters, high level and owner occupiers. Tenants report steady rent increases and attributed the situation to landlords exploiting the high demand for housing. Transportation costs have also risen, driven by the high price of fuel, which has escalated from 220 naira to 1,000 naira per litre. Okada riders facing increased fuel expenses have raised their fares significantly, causing financial strain on residents. Mr. Duffy, this is coming from Benue State. The people are attributing the high rents, high rents to and of course you know that presently the issue of fuel subsidy is affecting a whole lot of persons, and then they are taking because the insecurity has pushed a lot of persons to the state capital. So landlords, those that were collecting 350,000 and more than 400, a bed that was 200,000 is now 400, and then two beds that used to be 400,000 is now 800. So do you think that what they are attributing these issues to is actually what it is, or is it changes the poor economic situation in Nigeria?
Well, stories like this, as I've always said, is a mockery to our nation. Hear stories like this, it tells you your country is not working. Otherwise, why would somebody who is unable to pay rent blame it on Yahoo boys? Yes, whoever has money who wants to pay anybody here. There are people who go to GRA to go and rent a house for 1 million. There was a house close by my area there. Say, one bedroom is 2 bedrooms, says 1 million naira. And the people still take it. You have to go for whatever you want. But for me, stories like this is a mockery. One, look at the indices, look at the factors. One, factors of insecurity. People who ordinarily should live in their communities, villages and towns, have now run away from their communities, all down to Makurdi because of insecurity. Okay. Now you would ask, what is the purpose of government? What is the state government doing? What is the federal government doing? These are people who pledge to the Nigerian Constitution. It is my duty to protect life and property. Are they doing that job? Or are they just collecting fat salaries? Living big in government houses? Look at the indices, fuel again. So you leave your people, the people you're supposed to govern, to have minimum lease of life. Look the way you abandon them, and you are seated in government house telling yourself that you are governing the people. It's because we Nigerians, we are very docile people. Anyhow it be, let it just finish his turn. Let it just finish his turn. That is how it has been since 1999. Somebody will come and go and take 8 years out of our life without nothing. Another person will come again, will take 8 years because, and the funniest thing is that whoever enters the office, oh, the other people did 8 years, I must do my own 8 years, whether the people like it or not. That is the scenario we have in Nigeria, and it's pathetic. So for me, the issue of Yahoo boys is all over Nigeria. It's raining, but the time is going to come, it's going to fade away. In those days in Benin, where we were in Benin, we hear this Italian connection. Italian connection. Any family in Benin that not send a daughter to Italy, it means you are living in the old. But today, Italian connection is faded in Benin. You can sell a whole compound to send a girl to Italy. In those days, to go and prostitute, they come back and build a mansion for the family. Today, it has faded. So anybody who is putting trust in Yahoo to live big, you have some free money. You are not using that free money to do investment. You are not using it to pay big rent. A time is going to come, that big rent, the money will finish. You can't continue to sustain that big rent. You are now carrying your shoulder, that you are a big boy. But, so all this will fade away.
But Mr. Edafe, there is something that I would like you to talk about.
Okay.
You know, what is this thing that landlords will just come together and decide that from now henceforth, we are not taking so amount again for a particular bed, even when their house is not up to the standard? Because I believe that house rent is supposed to be according to the standard of the house, right?
Yes.
But you see some person, because when you're going to rent a house, someone will tell you there is POP in this house, so we cannot rent it as the one that doesn't have. But now, in the case of Makurdi, according to the reports that we have here, that all of them have come together and decide whether it is up to the standard of the 250 or is not up to the 250 the standard. As long as it's one bed, this is the amount we are taking. Another, if it is two bed, this is the amount they are taking. Aside the internet fraudsters that are talking about, what do you think about that particular area? Will you say that? Will you say that landlords are not considerate? They are not considering people, looking at the hardship of the economy presently?
Well, our people say whatever you have is what you use to make money. That is psychology. It's a failure of government. And that's just the truth. A government should be able to monitor what is happening in a territory. Like we have it here in Port Harcourt now. You say government has removed fuel subsidy. Therefore, you have one source of supply of this fuel. Somebody will be selling his own fuel 750. Another will be selling his own 660 naira. Somebody will now be selling his own 850. Nigerians are now buying fuel 850. Where did you get that one you buy? The man who is selling 750, is he not making profit? The one who is selling 660, is he not making profit? So these are things government ought to put an eye. Why would you just get up and fix price? But we have a government who just sits, people sit in government without putting an eye what is people are passing through. Okay. That is the issue. Otherwise, if a landlord will just sit together in an association to exploit the people, it is the duty of government to say, no, you can't do that in this state. It is the duty of government. The people, so we have a situation where the people are left on their own to lick their wounds. The bad policies of government, the failure of government now falls on the people. Government is unable to provide security, so the people are suffering it. Government has removed subsidy, the people are suffering it. Landlord has now come again, the people are suffering it. So nothing government is doing for the people. So as far as our government is concerned, whoever constructs some kilometers of road, that is just the essence of government as far as Nigeria today is concerned.
So do you think it's be easy for government to come in when the masses are crying that a lot of things are actually going wrong and the government has not done anything about it, like road construction, inflation of prices in things, commodities, and then the government comes in to say, don't increase the house rents? So don't you think that it's going to be unfair in the side of the government if they do that to the people that are actually struggling at this moment? Because you said something, you will eat from what you have. You make money from what you have.
Yes.
So don't you think they are increasing this T-phase because this is what they're using to, I mean, there's house rent, because this is what they are using to survive as well.
No, what we are saying here is that if landlord A decides to increase his rent, that is what he is having. But when it becomes a gathering of landlords taking a decision that affects the people, government has to come in. That's what I'm saying. On the individual basis, the landlord can say, this is my rent. But you can't form a cartel to exploit the people in the states. If you do that, you are running against the principles and values that govern a society. You can't, that is exploitation now. So when you say things are hard, and you are forming a cartel to exploit the people, government will say no to that. But if Mr. A said, well, my rent now is now 400, and another man say, well, his own is 350, you have now choice to make. Either to go for the one of 400 or go for the one of 350. Or another one will say, well, my own is 280. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is how a government put an eye to whatever is happening in society. You must regulate behaviors of people. It's a duty of government. Regulate values in society. You don't allow people to come up with very bad values to ruin society. That is not. So what is happening in Benue is not something you can just blame on Yahoo boy. Yahoo boy has money and he has want to take. He has become a big boy by his own estimation. So if you want to take a house of 2 million per month, yes, I have the money. Do you tell me how I use my money? No, you don't use your poverty to judge me.
The only thing that this has a lot to do with the law of demand. The higher the price, the higher the demand, of course, the price will definitely go up.
The higher the demand, the price will go up.
So don't you think that's why the rent is actually shooting and people are placing it, are blaming the Yahoo boys? What
about people in those days, in this Port Harcourt and some other Niger Delta states?
That's what I'm saying, that Benue was not like this. They are now competing with Lagos, Nigeria, and Abuja.
No, in those days, people take smaller houses, but those who work in an oil company, do they live in the same area with you? Do you guys say, oh, these people, they are spending money, they have money. So
they're not supposed to go to the same area?
No, that's what I'm saying. If you have money, your money will determine your taste.
Okay.
That is the beauty of money. If you have money, maybe some of the things you were wearing, you will wear them again. All these low-cut shoes that some people are wearing. Today, if you have money, you throw them away, go and look for a shoe of 500,000. Some people who I heard that some people in our environment are drinking one bottle of beer of 1 million naira.
Amazing.
I mean, brandy of 1 million naira when people don't have houses to stay. So,
will you stop consuming what you want because people do not have houses to stay?
That's what I'm saying.
You work for your money.
That's what I'm saying, because it's your money.
Exactly.
So you can't say, Yahoo boy, please don't stay this place. You are making this to be difficult for us. You go and work for your money. But what we are saying is that we are not really supporting Yahoo people here.
Okay.
Because every society must be governed by values. You can't steal from Mr. A and come and brag before us that you are a Yahoo boy, that you now have money. That's you parade yourself. If we are a normal society, we place you where you belong. Yes, now we have in those days, the 70s, in the early 80s in Nigeria, you don't do that. People will ask you, be this one. Yeah, did you get money? You go thief money from somewhere, you got the carry shoulder here. People will put you where you belong. But today, everybody say, we are looking on to you. Nobody wants to tell you the bitter truth. So that any day they have some need, they can get some cover from you. So that is the society we have reduced ourselves to. So it is all over. It is the same thing with the politicians. You know, they live big. How do they live big? Is it not by stealing? They work for it.
That's what you mean.
You know, they steal. We all know they steal the money.
We all do not know.
We do not what?
Do you have anything to prove about with what you just said?
What are we proving? How much is your salary? A politician, maybe a local government chairman, building a house of 500 million.
It doesn't mean that they steal.
For 4 years.
Does that mean they steal?
So where do they get the money from? That is why we talk about the judiciary. If we really want to build a nation, we need to revamp our judiciary. Because all this petting they are doing with the politicians, they can't build this nation with this kind of petting.
All right, let's look at the next story for today. On the minimum wage. The Nigerian Labour Congress has rejected the federal government's offer of the new minimum wage of 48,000, which is significantly lower than the 615,000 demanded by the union. The NLC Deputy President, Professor Theophilus Ndubuku said that the union would rather mobilize workers to stay at home or offer free services than accept the proposed amount. The NLC and the Trade Union Congress walked out of the negotiation meeting after deeming the offer an insult. Despite being invited back for the further negotiation, Ndubuku insisted that the NLC would not back down until the better offer is made, criticizing the government's lack of proper planning and understanding of the cost of living. Okay, so the issue of minimum wage, of course, it could be recalled that NLC has earlier proposed 615,000.
Yes.
And then, of course, the government has not really given into that. And then they came up with 48,000 naira. And the NLC and the trade union are saying they are not going to accept that offer until the government come to terms with the hardship, the difficult cost of living in Nigeria, the hardship in Nigeria, and then they would now come up with a reasonable amount. Now, right now, they have not put all of this into consideration. A family of 6 cannot manage 48,000, according to them. And then looking at the high cost of things in Nigeria, everything has gone up. And they are saying they're not going to accept this money until the governments come to terms with what is going on, the reality of Nigeria's economy, and then come up with something reasonable before they can accept that. Rather, they would rather prefer to work for free than to collect that money, or better still, stay at home. What's your take?
I agree with the NLC. The government is not realistic. We must tell ourselves the bitter truth. Any government who play to the gallery the way the Nigerian government is playing to the gallery with the NLC, you cannot achieve anything. For me, a government that wants the people, a government that wants the people to bear the hardship must show example. You can't be collecting millions every month for yourself, living in luxury with the collective resources of the people. Even abroad, foreign land, you developed country, you see president using public flights to manage resources of their country, to produce the kind of goods that will help society, will help humanity, citizens. Nigerian government will fly fleet of plane, a fleet of aircrafts, showing bigness to the whole world that we are rich. And your people, somebody was making a cartoon the other day that the salary of a soldier man cannot take him to go and see his family and come back. And that's the reality of our society. You have senators in 30 days who receive millions. You have House of Assembly members in 30 days who receive millions. Are you with me? Unfortunately, these persons who receive this million, within that 30 days, there is no single contribution to the welfare, the nation. This is the direction I want our country to go. This is the proposal I'm making for this country, for this country to be better. There is no such proposal. You will just be there 4 years, every month you collect million, and what is your input? What is your value for that collection you are making? There is somebody who is working, you are talking out of somebody made a proposal of 615,000. And what you can offer is 48,000. It's an insult. I agree with them, it's an insult. It tells you you don't have any regard for them. And for me, just as we say we need to cut down this National Assembly to just one single arm. If several countries of the world, legislative arm of government is some part-time. So part-time. Why are you making it as if somebody who doesn't have work will now go there because I don't get work?
So when NLC, when the president said, Joe Ajoro said that the federal government should consider the food inflation, electricity tariff,
yes,
and also subsidy removal before coming up with a reasonable amount, since they do not want to give the 615,000.
Yes.
Are they trying to say that they do not know, they are not aware of the reality of the economy at this moment?
You mean the government?
Yes, is it that, are the NSC trying to say they are not aware, or that they should go back again? Because it's like telling me to go back to what I did. So are they saying that
the government is
not aware of the reality, that that fuel, a common man cannot comfortably get 10 liters of fuel, that to buy food in Nigeria now is a serious problem, that electricity tariff is on the high, and they don't even see power?
Is it not the government that increased all these things? So
why are they saying they should consider all of those? Is it that they do not know? Or
no,
they don't just want to work with the 615,000?
No, see, the government, NLC is saying so, because when a man who's supposed to know something and is behaving as if he doesn't know, you will not tell him now, look at what is on the table. That's what NLC is doing to the government. Otherwise, the government is aware. But the Nigerian government is a replica of a typical black man. That's the Nigerian government. We are hard-hearted. It's only when it benefits us. Whatever comes to us, what we see as something serious. But when it happens to another person. Now, how many liters of oil at 850? How many liters of oil are in 48,000? 48,000 divided by 850. How many liters you have there? How many liters you have there? In 48,000. So what are we talking about? Are they not? They are aware. But they feel that big life, that life of luxury is only for them that are in government.
Or could it be that the NLC are asking for what the demand are placing is too much? Is it that it's too much?
Even if it is too much, even if it is 650, which for me, I will agree that it is too much.
Okay, it is too much.
Yes,
615,000 is too much.
I will agree.
For this economy.
Yes, because that's just the basic.
Okay.
Because there are allowances and all that things attached to it.
Okay.
So I will agree it is too much. But if you are coming up with the range of 250 to 280, then you are talking meaningfully. Where you talk about 48,000 from 30, even the 30, some governors are not paying. The 30 minimum wage you talk about, some governors are not paying. Then you now say 48. So you see how we play to the gallery. We see how we just make ourselves as if we are not educated. You see as if we don't know God. You are living big. You are spending the resources of the people. You don't want the people to benefit. So for me, as I tried to say before, as we try to say, let's put down the National Assembly, I also want the civil service to also be pruned down. The civil service is too bogus. Government should create opportunity. Government should subsidize energy. Let there be opportunity for Nigerians to exploit, to make money by themselves. How much can you pay people? So what we are saying, it is the duty of government either to subsidize food, subsidize energy. Look at all what just is happening. The government is not doing anything for the people. Not doing anything. Okay, look at this road they talk about now, this Lagos-Calabar coastal road. Look at the amount of money they put there. They want to build that road. And somebody now come up with the amount of money they used to build a road from South Africa to Cairo. You can't compare it. So you can see that level of extravagancy is still buried in our government. That decision, okay, the way we are living, let us prune down the cost of governance. It has never occurred to our politicians. So what are we saying?
But they've gone for negotiation about 2 times, and it ended in deadlock. What is the tendency that if they go back again? Because of course, Joe Ajoro said until they come up with something tangible,
reasonable,
that they will not go back to negotiate. What if they go back again and it's happened like this? Don't you think it will?
It's just that Nigerians are not consistent in behavior. Nigerians are not consistent in behavior. When I say behavior, I'm talking about moral behaviors. Nigerians are not consistent. Maybe where the time they do now, it's okay, Jordan, they put one or two things in your hand and all that. Okay, well, let's just accept it. Otherwise, if Nigerians are consistent in behavior, it is a fight to finish. As it is in many other countries. It's a fight to finish. But at the end of the day now, they will rigmarole. That's why we see a lot of people, what they say about the NLC, Nigeria don't believe in them anymore. Because they are not consistent in character. They will drag this and drag this. Okay, I go be now, a country will not dry now, a country will not die because of this now. Well, sorry. Yes, that is our nature as Nigerians. Because we are not consistent in character. Otherwise, this is do or die.
So you think this is more like the government saying this is the initial gra, they can't do it.
That is
why we are
that is it now.
Ruling with NLC.
Otherwise, if they know that Nigerians, if our government know that if they take any action, Nigeria will not take it. They will try it now. You see, look at the small Senegal yesterday now that we saw. Government postponing election to December. When they saw the eyes of the people, the government reverted. But Nigeria would not have such character.
All right.
Everybody is looking for another but maybe to buy land, to build a house, and have your own car. That's just the way we live here.
We are getting there. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television. Let's walk over return after this short break. Do stay with us.
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Arts. La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Room Calagbo off Waterlines, Basta, Port Harcourt. On Saturday, May 25th, starting at 8 a.m. Inter-school march past competition,
Dance competition, drama competition. Parents, teachers, and children alike, don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown bouncing castle to cut the Children's Day cake. Admission is just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689 and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Harcourt, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osgia Table Water. Remember that every child is unique. See you there. This event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
Special guest appearance, Hilda Dokumo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly. Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
you human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
I don't get a lot. Boy, they won't booga me small. They say, man, give them bribe. I say, nothing. Okay, now, we'll go block later. You remember that contract we will do that time now? They don't pay.
But first, you see the house rent with the old things. we go first call caretaker, take the money, slap him.
Beg, see, you know, say I get annual levy why they pay for club. Where me and boys they shark beer na house of pay that one. You remember say me I tell you I go buy you motor. I go buy na.
Okay, they pay you money now. We don't they beg caretaker? We they beg landlord, old man, and they agree give us time. Money can't come now. You won't divert time. You said na corruption. Corruption, not in my house and not in my country.
Sure?
Sure.
Corruption, not in my country. This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Corruption, not in my country.
Kasali, I hope so my car don't ready. I get interview in 30 minutes.
Okay, you don't ready. I just the last minute instruction where you give me yesterday. Now in the cause more delay.
Which instruction?
Maybe now you say make I change the meter, make you not read again.
Which time did I make you change meter? Oh, Kasali, why you do like this now? You don't get sense. You don't read the text message. Nobody I want send them to. Like Kasali, my electrician, make it come house, call me do my meter so that you don't go to read again. You the electrician?
The electrician.
Yes, now.
So you call Kasali electrician, make it come help you adjust your meter. Make for no read again, Abi. So you said you want join people where be say they no want they pay never bill again, Abi. Oga, you no good now. You don't you said you don't they behave like tea, all these stiff people.
Oh, what you change for? What you change for?
Full light. Fuel gauge. Speedometer.
For what you know? You for come for home my motor. I better identify for me.
Okay. Now don't do something we corrupt. And something come backfire. Now go come they find how to dodge them.
What you talk?
They greet you.
Corruption, not in my country. This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and now the rest of our stories. The Federal High Court in Abuja will rule today on Nnamdi Kanu's request for the restoration of his revoked bail and his transfer from DSS custody to house arrest or prison. Kanu, detained since 2021, claimed he fled the country in 2017 due to a military attack on his home, not to jump bail. His legal team argues for his team restoration, removal from DSS custody, and restricted access to his lawyers. The federal government's legal team opposed these requests, citing Kanu's bail breach and previous bail breach, and arguing that his current detention in the safety opinion. Meanwhile, the Igbos in diaspora has appealed for justice and fairness in Kanu's trials, urging the court to follow constitutional tests. One will ask, of course, a lot of things are actually going on there as long as it has to do with Nnamdi Kanu. And we know that the first time they granted him bail was actually on health condition. And people thought that that was going to be the way out. But unfortunately, it wasn't it. And of course, the trial is up again today. They are going to be looking at that. The ruling is today. Why do you think they are still actually keeping him in the custody?
What?
When the government has given a go-ahead that it's not the case of treason, but all to no avail.
Well, you know, in Nigeria, we do things as if we are not educated. Otherwise, educated man follow the laws of a land. Educated man, a godly man, follows the law of a land. You don't rule by vindictiveness. You don't rule a people by wickedness. You don't rule a people by self-will. The essence of a constitution, the essence of a law in the land is for equity and justice to all. Though I do not have the details, so to say, but I think I'm aware that some time ago, the court said that Kanu's case is not treason. It's not treasonable felony, which was used, the crime they used to hold him at the initial time, that he committed a treasonable felony. But if the court has said he did not commit such crime, so what are you holding him for? What is the basis for his continuous incarceration? Is it not a case of oppression? Eh? So for me, Kanu's case has become a case of oppression. You see a helpless man who doesn't have a godfather in government, and because those who committed more heinous crime than Kanu are working freely in Nigeria. Those who committed bigger crime than Kanu, so to say. Of course, the court has said he has not committed any crime, the word you have alleged. So what is his crime? But those who have known to have committed a big crime in this country, they are working freely, making noise every day, because they have big men in government, because they have godfathers in government. So they can talk, they can do things the way they are doing things. But I want to appeal to our government, especially the federal government. A government who is educated, ruled by laws. A government who is educated, who is enlightened. Because enlightenment is not just building big houses and living very big agbada. That is not enlightenment. Any primitive man can wear agbada and carry whatever you want to carry. Yes.
So what is the face of this bill today?
Well, it's left for the judiciary. For me, I have written severally about the judiciary. You know, the judiciary is the most important arm of government. The way our judges behave is why politicians play around their emotions. Because our politicians have seen that they too need money. They too need to live big. They need some jeep. Nigerians live for vanity. I've said this several times. Even our judges, a lot of them live for vanity. Living for tomorrow is not the concern of Nigerians. Once they die, go. But we have people around the world today, even though they've died several years ago, their name is still ringing, still ringing bell all over the world. Nigerians don't believe in that. Say, my name will reign tomorrow. It's not the concern of any Nigeria. You know, so the judges, if the judges have taken to their oath of office, politicians will be afraid. Politicians will be afraid. You know, so when the judges, politicians will come around them and play around them, do their bidding, you begin to manipulate the laws to suit the interests of politicians. That's why the judiciary today is not respected. Otherwise, if the judiciary, like America today, the president is afraid of the judiciary. In UK, the president is afraid of the judiciary. In France, the same thing. There you will tell me these are developed. When you say people develop, it's not the mind. Is it the wood and the upstairs? Is it what you call the developed nation? A nation is developed because the mind can think well. That is the development of a nation. A nation is developed is the development of the mind. So when you say Nigeria is developed, it means our minds are crude. Our minds are very porous, very puerile, over menial things, petty things. Those are the things we drag ourselves about. Things you get today, tomorrow you die and leave behind. You steal millions, steal billion, tomorrow you die. They are vanity. So what we are saying, the judiciary should do what is right. They should follow the laws. Why would you keep a man continuously? But if it is one politician who stole billion, you grant him bail of how many million? You grant him bail. You bail to the sum of and the money, the guy, because he has stolen money, now will just go and bring the money from somewhere and pay there. You give him bail. What society is that?
All right, let's look
so please, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you can grant bail to criminal politicians, grant bail to Kanu.
Is that what you say?
Yeah, that's my opinion. If you can grant bail to those who are stealing our society dry, grant bail to Kanu. It's the same judiciary that said he didn't commit a treasonable felony. So where is the offense? Why are you keeping the DSS? I know those guys, they are just there behaving like a hero, King Kong and all that, because you hold the man there. You are wearing the uniform of government, and you are behaving as if you are a King Kong. Eh? Is that to govern the society? We must move from this mindset that we are having as a people and begin to think that people that God has created us to be, living with love and sense of justice towards one another. You know, this Agbero life we are living here in Nigeria. So please.
All right, thank you so much. And the last story for today is on economy. Manufacturers of fast-moving consumers goods in Nigeria are facing several challenges due to rising unsold goods, driven by increased living costs and declined purchasing power. Financial Vanguard reports a 27% year-on-year increase in unsold goods for 2023, with a further rise expected in the first quarter of 2024. This has led to declining output levels and reduced capacity utilization in the food and beverages sector. Inflation, which reaches 28.82% in December 2023, and food inflation at 33.93%, has further worsened in 2024. Companies has increased its price to cover high production costs, resulting in decreasing consumers' purchases. The stock of unsold goods for 15 major FMCG companies amount to 104.43 billion. Palm oil producers like Presco and Omoko Oil Palm recorded significant increase in unsold inventory. Economic experts attribute the issues to high production costs, naira devaluation, and inflation, suggesting measures like stabilizing the foreign exchange market and reducing energy costs to improve the situation. The high level of unsold goods threaten profitability and operational sustainability of manufacturers, highlighting the need for economic stability and improved consumers' purchasing power. Mr. Dafe, of course, we have been talking about the food inflation and every other thing. The manufacturers are already decrying that the number of unsold goods in their company is becoming alarming.
Exactly.
And of course, you know that if they decide to option this out, they will be at a loss. And again, even if they decide to sell it to the retailers, they will still come back and say, oh, we bought it at a very high price, high cost, because of what is happening. Because now it seems that Nigerians capitalize on every little thing in Nigeria. So at this point, what is a solution? Because that is why we are here to provide solution. I think you should give them solution on how to sell all their goods, that it will not affect their production, and also it will not affect the economy. If there is a better solution you have, I think you should give it to them, because it's becoming alarming.
There is no way for a manufacturer who has spent or carried what we call cost input in your production. If, for example, you have spent 500 to produce goods, you cannot sell 400. Otherwise, you run out of business. You must sell with a margin, profit margin, let's say 600 or 650. So, obviously, things like this must happen, because today the purchasing power is very, very low.
Very low.
Then, two, the economic power of the people has fallen. The people cannot buy as they used to buy. So, there's going to be a pile-up of goods in warehouses. So, the only solution is, if we have a government, as we have always said, all over the world, when situations like this come up, to make sure that the manufacturing sector continue to be in business, government will buy up some of these excess goods, because they will expire.
Okay.
Because if they don't sell it and they remain there in the warehouse, they go to expire. And when they expire, it's a loss to the company. And any company that continues to make loss is going to go out of business.
Shut down.
So we have said it, government must subsidize energy for the Nigerians. Petrol, food, electricity, energy, so to say. Because these are the major things countries all over the world subsidize for their citizens. So for me, government can buy off some of these excesses Government can buy off. While government is planning to see how they can reduce the cost of energy. Because once you buy off now, for example, and this high cost of production is still there, they are still going to find it difficult to produce. And even when they produce, for the people to also buy. So that scenario is going to continue that way. So government must bring down the cost of production. That is energy. We don't have society where you do your business by generator. Nigerians do their business by generator. And this generator, you can't buy the fuel. So that is the crisis we are facing. People who spend 10,000 maybe in a month, in a week for fuel. As we speak today, they spend over 50,000 for fuel. So how much are you going to go spend? There's a place I used to iron my clothes if there's no light. It used to be 300. Today, recently they say it's 600. Yeah? To iron just a trouser. So and you can hear the generator make grrrr there. And somebody is sitting in the government house as a president, as a governor. So the people just fed for themselves in all round. Why? So government will need to come to the aid of the manufacturers if they want that sector to continue to exist. Government is their solution. Otherwise, you put money in the hands of the people and you increase the purchasing power of the people, let the people increase their purchases. Otherwise.
And they actually gave reason for why the production became so high because of unstable power.
Yes.
And the solution that the government is providing for the stable power now, for supposed stable power, is increasing the tariff.
Yes.
So what is the tendency that that issue is going to be solved anytime soon? And because this is the solution that you have given, that the government should buy it out the unsold goods.
Yes.
So it will be easy for the people to purchase. But now, what they are looking at, their priorities right now is on the power. And they are not ready to do anything right now because people are still talking about it. And it has remained like that. What is the tendency that this issue will be solved anytime soon? And remember that all of those things have expiring date like you talked about.
That's what we are saying. A government exists for the people, and that is democracy. The government of the people, for the people, and by the people. I don't know whether my definition is correct now. Yes, now. Otherwise, as far as whether military, whether democracy, government exists for the people. When we say government exists for the people, it is for the welfare, the good of the people. Even the Bible said it. Government exists for the good of the people. So any government you have there, who is living big, the government has the public house. The government has a public house, not be your personal house.
Okay.
It's a public house. You are living big there. And you don't care how the people they are living. You are enjoying the collective resources of the people in that house you are living in. And you don't care about what is happening. Then you are not a government. You are not a government. It's not about bringing and shutting out policy that doesn't make impact in the life of the people. Okay. So what we are saying, government must come down to listen to the people, not just those who surround you in the government house there, who are eating the public money with you, who are drinking the big drink with you, the big food. People are eating there every day. You understand? They don't know how they sell. A basin of garri now is about 50,000. Somebody was telling me a bag of beans is over 100,000 in Nigeria. In Nigeria. You know, few years ago when I was traveling to Delta, I would use about 3,500 to fill my tank to Delta. 3,500 will not take me from Choba, for example, to Rumbokuta. That's the country we are finding ourselves.
Well,
so government, please, we are begging government
to buy the goods.
Attend to the needs of Nigerians.
Right.
Attend to the needs of manufacturers, okay, so that they can continue to produce, so that they don't lay off their workers. And we don't have more insecurity. Because when they lay off workers, you have more insecurity that you are not even securing.
Because the Holy Bible said that an idle man is what?
It's the devil's workshop. Not the Bible talk like that. No, that one is man-made talk.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dafe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, our viewers, we appreciate you for your patience. And always remember that we are here to provide solution for you. If you miss out, you can join us on all our media platforms. I am Immaculata Ibrikana. Join us on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Network. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thanks for joining us and continue to stay connected on 8 and Social. Still, we come your next time. Good afternoon.